Welcome to our live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studios. Thanks for watching us. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, and in Chip Hayner's seat, he got tied up at work. We have VIP Nick Callis. And we got plenty of sports to talk to you about. Thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. We appreciate you. Thanks for all the Facebook likes. 6,930 likes. We're on our way to 7,000. So if you haven't liked us, I'll check to see who's liking. And then, by the way, thanks to Nick and BPTV, we're live streaming every Tuesday night, and maybe some other shows and boxing matches, we will see. But because of Nick Callis here, not only is he the VIP, he's the backdoor man with hooking up the live stream. So I hope you enjoy the live stream show tonight, and this will be every week, so mark your calendar every week. And I first have some promos here. Put this up. Anthony in the control room gave me a little strip. We'll see what he does here. Whoa, look at that. Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 412-831-1900. They sponsor our show with an XL pepperoni pizza. Steak hoagies cut into 6 cuts to feed all the help here and us. And they have great Italian food and salads, even some desserts. I saw they had some desserts in their freezer today. So check them out. Stop in at Hillcrest Shopping Center and tell Frank Fanero hello. Next up, we end each show with Stay Joey Strong. It's in honor of Joey Favis. He died at 9 years old, just before his 10th birthday, 7 years ago, of a dreaded brain cancer, DIPG, and they're trying to find a cure. His family started the Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation. They've raised over $100,000 to give to doctors to try to find a cure. Still no cure. They have a huge event coming up, the 5K 1 mile run, September 12th, 9 a.m. We're going to film it. Al Levine, the talking machine, will interview all the superheroes that are donating money to the largest fundraiser that the Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation does. So check it out, September 12th. Next up, another 501c3. How about Anthony rocking this camera here in the control room? Look at that. Not a hair out of place, and everything looks great. Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, 2600 South Park Road, just down the road from here with the big red trolley. Yes, I said trolley, not T. It's out there. It's an old school trolley. They have 1905 schoolhouse, original schoolhouse here, been refurbished, remodeled, re-roofed, new windows, new cupola that holds the old bell. It's back there. And the high school still has the new bell because they like that there for taking pictures.
I went past there on Juneteenth.
That was good, Smoking Jim. It's not February, buddy. You have to explain that to people that just learned about it like you. But they have different events there, all the yearbooks from the high school, going back, you name it. Military uniforms, library, all kinds of great things, an artist there, and a dance studio. And plus they do other events. Check it out. Next up, bam, Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. Grant requests from $100 to $5,000 for you and your organization doing great things in Bethel Park. Unlike Smoking Jim, a carpetbagger from Monroeville, trying to take some money.
Ouch.
Go to bpcf.org. Tell them what you're doing in Bethel Park. And I'm a trustee on the board. If you have a good reason for trying to get some money to help, we can get your money. We've given out over $1 million in 25 years of existence. Give out around $100,000 to $200,000 a year to help groups in the Bethel Park area. So be aware of that and get a hold of us. Next up, a nice lady, Kathleen Miller. Her kidneys are going into failure at 17% function. When they get to 15%, she will need a new kidney, and she's looking for kidney donors. Anybody can donate. If you're a perfect match for her, that would be great. But if you're a match for somebody else, they can trade off donors to possibly get her a kidney when she needs one, maybe as early as next year. So to find out, you got to go to, this is online, you go Living Donor Reg, LIVINGDONORREG.UPMC. It's a mouthful, upmc.com, but they'll get you in the right direction. Just check it out, and they have information there. And you can get a living donor, and apply like my son did for me. So that helps the healing process and the health. So try to do that. Next up, I got a new sheet from Anthony. Look at this. It's crisp. Not a wrinkle on it. I want you for BPTV. Tell them Uncle Al sent you. 412-831-3304. Tell Dave Cable you want to be a volunteer like Nick. You want to be a volunteer like Anthony. You want to be a volunteer like Dan. And we got Connor here who's always styling with Nikes like Smoking Jim Frazier. Only his are legit. He buys them at Dick's. Smoking Jim buys them from some unnamed person, and it's the back of a truck or van. Don't do that. But you can be here in the studio, help us on location, because these guys go out in the field, help other producers do shows. They help me do boxing, and soon we'll be back on location again. So check it out. And that's what we have there. I got one more I can't show because it's such a small thing. I'll just talk about it because I'm following orders from Anthony. We have another sponsor. He sponsors What's on Your Mind. And it's called Skeet Service Station. And he's at 6103 Route 88. And it's about 6 miles from here. Red, white, and blue station. They work on any car, do anything that a car needs. Smoking Jim and I have got inspections. Smoking Jim likes the smorgasbord they have with pig's feet and toenails that he eats there on a Monday morning. And they have coffee there for you. They have a guy named Al, not me. He goes to Bethel Bakery, which is 7 miles from my house to the station. It's a half a mile, 1 mile from my house at Bethel Bakery. So I go there once in a while just to have a donut because they're free. And that's my story, but Skeet sponsors it. Give a call, 724-348-4715. They work on anything that runs on gas. They even fix weed whackers, boats, cars, trucks, tractors. They even do electronic tools. They fix those up too, so they can handle just about anything. So check it out, Skeet Service Station. Next, we got to go Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
Coming at
you got to see Levine. And I tell you what,
Thank you.
man, I am so proud of my main man, Anthony. He's styling and profiling, man. He got the AN1 shorts on. He got brand new black Nikes on, man, looking clean. Then we got the VIP of BPTV that look like you got pre-owned Nikes on, man. How long you had them Nikes, brother?
About a year, yeah.
But I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, I had a business meeting on Sunday with London. She said to tell you hello. What a cheap date. Beautiful girl, looked great in jeans. She had on jean shorts, so you know how great she looked.
She looks great to begin with.
I says, you know what, it's my treat. I'm winning so much money on the Pirates. I says, where you want to go eat, She says, let's go to a Chinese buffet. So I found one for $9.95 a piece. Al Levine, the talking machine. There's one in Monroeville I've never been to. It's called the Fortune Star, not Fortune Cookie. It's the first Chinese restaurant I ever went into where you don't have to pay when you go in. Can you believe it? Have you ever been to a Chinese restaurant that lets you eat before you pay?
Yes.
Really?
Smoking Jim.
Yeah.
You're my best friend. I have to tell you that you remind me of my dad a little bit. You're a little bit naive. If you don't see it and eat it, you don't believe it. My dad and you would have got along. He used to take me to many Chinese buffets in the South Hills.
Okay.
He'd go, do you want to go to this China buffet? Do you want to go to this other long name buffet? We'd go there, order up. We'd have 3-4 plates. Sometimes we'd have 5 plates. But now I can't go because I got to watch bacteria with my kidney and transplant. So I can't go to buffets anymore.
Well, I tell
So
you-
you carry on because I've been going to them for most of my life.
Well, I tell you what, it's across the street from the
Not the Old Country Buffet, but what's one of them places that I can't remember the name, but it's closed down after COVID.
Yeah.
So I never been there. It's absolutely one of the best buffets I ever went to. It was so nice, Al Levine, the talking machine. I hope they don't come after me like they did Stephen A. Smith, but I was just surprised. I ain't have to pay going in. But Al Levine,
Smoking Jim, that's how it is. Let me explain something. When you go in a buffet, they take you to your seat, they ask you for water, and then you're getting the buffet.
well,
When you finish up, they give you a check.
everyone I
Let me
went
explain
to,
it again. That's
still had
what
to
they
pay
do.
upfront.
I'm no Stephen A. Smith, and if they can't speak English, I don't worry about it. I thank them. If they come over for water, I get more water, and they fill up your drinks the whole time.
Well, they hit me hard on my ginger ale. Next time I'm gonna
understand.
just get water. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go again and again. I may go every day. I just love the place that much. Everything you can imagine, they had. Al Levine, and I didn't mind folks breathing
Hey,
over
interrupt.
the buffet.
Casey Levine said, hi, Smoking Jim.
Oh, it's my favorite. How's she doing? Smartest lady I know.
She can hear. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Proud of her. But Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yeah.
You know, I live in God's country, Monroeville, and I never have to leave, to go anywhere else.
Well, because you're lazy.
Well, by the way, I just drove past Peter Township High School and Middle School today, and I was
Why?
thinking, wow. I was thinking
Why?
if the athletic director ever played a game against Gateway, he'd get fired. No wonder they don't sign. No wonder they don't sign to play the Gators. Your job could be in jeopardy. But hey, Al Levine, the talking machine. I never had to leave Monroeville. Everything's in Monroeville. You know what I mean? People that go to Seven Springs,
Well, you're lazy. You wear sunglasses in the day and night. You're lazy.
Well, people that go to Seven Springs or Denver for skiing, they don't have to go. They can go to Boys Park. You know what I mean? Everything's
Have you
in
ever been there to
Monroeville.
ski or
Huh?
watch boxers?
No, black folks don't ski. You never seen the Olympics when you seen a black man.
Tony.
Jamaicans got a bobsled team, but they don't be skiing, brother.
Tony from Chick-fil-A.
You know it.
Tony from Chick-fil-A, he did it again. Oh, it's a disclaimer. He's not prejudiced. He just brings the race card out because he says the obvious. And Tony, thanks for meeting my guys, Nick and Dan. How about a little Tony story? 2 guys from here go to Chick-fil-A. Wow. One guy's Nick, one guy's Dan.
Wow.
Some guy outside cleaning up, my guy, goes, hey, are you Nick?
Really?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm the guy they called Tony from Chick-fil-A. And I was like, oh, my goodness. You remember the race card? And he was like, yeah, man, I love that. Why'd you stop doing that? And then I was like, I don't know. Well,
Here's
wow,
why.
that's
Smoking
great.
Jim threw them all away.
No, I still got them.
Where they at?
Yeah, I
Then
gotta
bring them in.
I gotta bring them back in. They're still in mint condition, almost like your Uncle Sam picture. But I'll bring them back in.
Oh, here. Here, we'll give you Uncle Sam.
Actually,
All right.
Dave Cable gave us a new one of those. So
Here.
that's why it's not, that's.
Here, we'll show it. I don't know if Anthony can pull that up, but right-handed, wrinkle, pristine.
Yeah, you can see the difference on TV. Wow. Yeah, you can
right
see
there.
the difference on TV.
You can look right here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying how the TV audience is looking.
I rest my case. Carry on, Smoking.
But I never had to leave Monroeville for anything. Why would
Right.
you?
Come to
Levine-
Bethel Park?
Yeah, but Al Levine,
like Green
you
Tree.
know I don't spend no money outside of Monroeville, except for the KFC is better out
Well,
here.
I have one question.
can't believe white
who's
folks
in
can
New
cook chicken
Ken?
like that.
Who's in New Ken that you meet with
But I don't
constantly?
spend no money in New Ken.
I
I
don't
I
know.
don't even get no gas. You know, I told you the one time years ago I ran out of gas in Penn Hills and pushed my car
to Monroeville.
No, I pushed my car into the gas station and called AAA to tow me to a gas station in Monroeville. I ain't spending no money in Penn Hill.
Yeah, but you know they bring gas.
Huh?
AAA will
Well,
bring
this
you
one,
gas.
this one didn't. I know they put some air in your tire, but yeah, this
They
one
had
didn't.
to.
But
It was flat.
El Levine, the talking machine, thanks to you for introducing me to my vacation where I feel like I'm on vacation at the Meadows. And all the great people like Nicky boy that I met through you, El Levine, the talking machine. El Levine, I never been to the Tangiers Mall.
Tangier
Outlets.
Tangier Outlet.
El Levine, I went last week with my image consultant, Jody. We looked around. I went back today. That's why I went past Peters Township because GPS took me past 9. I went to the polo shop, man. Got me a couple polo. 70% off, El Levine, the talking machine. Although they follow me around the polo shop. I walked in. They said the big and tall section is over there. They made sure they had an eye on me. And then I went to the dressing room, and boy, they had the exit blocked off. I had to go
I
in
heard
and out
they
the
only
same
let
way.
you take one hanger in.
Well, they
Usually
let me take 2. I was shocked.
Normally it's 3 or 5.
Yeah, they let me take 2, but and I bought both shirts, man. 70% off. It was a
Wow.
great deal, but I'm going back. I love that
I need
place.
a couple new polos. You should have
Man.
called me up.
Man, I'm going back tomorrow to go to some other places, man. What a great place. But finally, El Levine, the talking machine,
I was
before we
hoping.
get to the VIP, I finally got a chance to listen to the great interview you had with the baseball coach, the softball coach.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I tell you what, El
Both
Levine,
of 'em.
I was going to throw my phone when she said she went to Edinburgh. But then when she said she coached at KLU and won some championships, thanks for the shout out, El Levine, the champion. She's my girl, man. I love her. And I tell you what, it was great hearing about the McConnell family, how she grew up playing basketball, volleyball, and softball. And
Thanks for watching, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I tell you, you're the best interviewer out there, man. I enjoy it. I watch all your shows whenever I can remember. And lastly, El Levine, the talking machine. What a great honor. One of the greatest that ever played at KLU was a guy from Ringgold named Eddie Elford. Fast Eddie Elford. He was like Antonio Brown. He ran into our football coach for the first time in years. Our football coach, now I had 2 football coaches.
I understand.
One was Hal Hunter, the other was Jeff Petrucci. He seen Petrucci today because he lives up in Denver, Colorado
Wow.
now. He says, who you getting to? Who you still keep in touch with? And he says, Jimmy Frazier. He said, Coach went on and on about, I was just honored to still be remembered because I only remember 3 of my coaches. Hey, I remember my first head coach, Hal Hunter. I remember Jeff Petrucci, and I remember Dick Haley's brother. You know, Coach Haley, that was the defensive coordinator who I hated.
You don't even know his name.
Yeah, Coach Haley. And I can't even remember my position coaches or any other coaches. I do remember some faces, but I can't remember no names.
Before you say it.
And for the coach to remember me, it was an honor.
He doesn't even remember his catcher.
Huh?
Remember? Because you
Yeah, I don't remember my catcher. I don't remember. But hey, it was just great. You know, it was a great man.
Give me
Taught
his
a lot
number.
of
I want to
football.
text and talk to him.
Yeah.
I want to see what year you graduated.
Yeah.
I want to see if you were really a captain.
Yeah.
I want to check that source.
First one, it was an NCAA record. I was the first 3-year captain in NCAA history. And the guy for Pitt, the quarterback that's coaching now, the offensive coordinator of Cleveland Browns broke my record. The fat quarterback, I forget his name, but he played at Pitt,
We'll research
left-handed
it.
quarterback, and played at Buffalo Bills. He was a 4-year captain because he was redshirted his first year. And so the next 4 years, he broke every Dan Marino record. And I think he should be a head coach. But he's a first 4-year captain ever. I was the first 3-year captain.
Well, to all our fans that get to see you
I
live
stuffed the
stream,
ballot.
I just have one question. Did Smoking Jim entertain you? That's all I want to know. Did he entertain you? Because now we're going to go to Nick, and I'm asking Nick, not the VIP. I'm asking Nick Callis, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm looking at these Facebook comments, and you got a new haircut, and people have been talking about that.
I'll
so
talk about that on
like-
my segment.
All right. So then I'll leave it there.
Yeah, nephew just said thank you, so I thank Corey, thank Casey.
All right. But I watched the Home Run Derby last night with Anthony. We were here at BPTV in the waiting room with the big TV. They were watching it. We played some Wii Sports Baseball, too, so I played that for the first time in a while. Did pretty well. Retro Wii games, pretty fun. But got a feel for Shohei Ohtani. It's a shame that people from Japan were up watching him around 9, 10 in the morning, and he got eliminated in the first round. He made it to an overtime round with Juan Soto, but ended up losing.
How about Juan
Afterwards.
Soto at 22 years old?
Yeah, he is
22,
put
your
this
age.
put this in
Your
perspective.
age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is 2 or 3 months older than I am. I was born in December. He had an October birthday, so or has an October birthday. So that's pretty crazy that somebody that young is succeeding. Even more crazy that you got Ohtani starting as a pitcher and being the leadoff hitter in an All-Star game, which is cool.
Well, first time ever in All-Star game.
Yeah.
But this happened 100 years ago. The last guy to hit home runs, lead the league in home runs and pitching was Babe Ruth, my hero.
And back then, 29 was the single-season record. So, I mean, we've really come a long way for baseball. But Shohei Ohtani, impressive. I just feel bad for him, though, because you've got a lot of flack for performing poorly, getting outed in round one when he was the first seed, which is kind of a shame. So I feel bad. Hopefully the people from Japan today will be able to watch him succeed, pitch well, and then maybe get a hit or two in the All-Star game.
Well, I don't want you to feel so bad. I talked to you before the show
Yeah.
about it, and I don't know if you guys know stats. Smoking Jim doesn't understand batting averages and things like that. But when guys hit 300 and they get in the All-Star game, they're still failing 7 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel bad for Ohtani.
It just feels like the pressure got to him, and his swing looked.
Let me explain what
boring.
happens in sports. Even the best lose, and even the best don't do well 100% of the time.
That's true.
So I'm just stating facts for
But
you.
it's a shame that he failed on one of the biggest stages during a baseball season. And even maybe more impressive as well that the bottom 4 seeds all made it to the next rounds. None of the top 4 made it. So it was an interesting night, and Pete Alonso knows how to hit home runs.
Well, being honest,
what
would
if-
you say they all choked then?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
what I'm getting at,
Matt
then.
Olson wasn't swinging it like he could have. Ohtani wasn't, like I
And
said.
how about, since you brought it up, Mancini impressed me.
Oh, yeah.
From cancer to, and he's a big guy.
I really thought, and I was reading the reports, he said he might not play baseball again. I thought he was done.
So
But
did
just
he.
to have him, I'm so glad he's playing again. He seems like such a nice guy, and for him to participate in the home run derby and make it to the finals,
He was a beast.
he was a beast.
No
and
doubt.
no shame to him either for losing that. Pete Alonso is just a powerful guy, but he had,
loved it.
I think he had 22 in the final. Mancini.
Yes,
did.
he did.
I
Yeah.
love
So
the
I mean, that's still a
Italians.
good.
I
it's
love
good.
the Italians.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what's on my mind. Home run derby was fun, and I look forward to watching the All-Star game tonight after Sportsline is over. Hi, Spoken Jim. What's up?
Isn't there something going on tonight?
The All-Star
He
game.
just said it. You were
Yeah.
still chewing. You
I'll
didn't-
talk more about the All-Star game, and I got some history to bring up.
Oh, a little
later
teaser.
today, so a little
little
teaser there.
teaser for our youngest guy. He admitted he's 22 years old, unlike Smoking Jim. We don't
Yeah.
know what year he was born. We don't know what year he
The key
graduated.
word he said there was admitted, as if you're hiding it.
Yes. He is. Just ask him.
All right. I'm not going to waste time on that. He's not going to tell us.
All right. I forgot what's on my mind. It was Home Run Derby, but
Haircut?
no.
Oh, for your segment you were
Yeah, for my
Oh,
segment.
okay. No, it's
Haircut,
fun.
1 o'clock this afternoon by Marianne. I got the compliments. Thank you very much. Had to tighten it up. Smoking Jim never says I have a hair out of place because he doesn't even notice. He just says, nice cut, machine. So thanks to Marianne. Thanks to the owner, Emilio at Izazu. Saw him today. Very nice guy that owns the place. Wants to do a show with us sometime, maybe on a Saturday. We're going to do it before COVID. And we're looking as business comes back to maybe do something there. So discuss that. And what's on my mind is it's been so long, I forget how many years since 2 position Pirates made the All-Star team and are playing. So that's what I'm happy about, because I've been a lifelong Pirate fan. Like I explained to Chip and others, I'm a disgruntled fan. And I didn't say I'm not a fan. I said I'm disgruntled because of performance and actions of the team.
And you're not alone.
And I understand that. Look at the lack of people going to the stadium.
Yeah.
So I do understand. Thanks for your point, Nick. We're going to come back. Of course, he has a question.
Who made the All-Star game, Frazier and Hayes?
No. Smoking Jim, you always look for the negative. Hayes got hurt in his first game.
Oh,
He just came
was that
back.
an insult?
He just came back. He won't admit his age, but then he says something about
I
a
think
guy.
that was a serious gaffe. He didn't.
No, he knows.
Oh, you do know?
That's
Okay.
why he's laughing.
Maybe not. All right,
Yeah,
well.
he's choking on that pizza.
I don't know any better.
That's his 5th cut of pizza. Watch your fingers. Did you bite a finger off? All right, we'll be back with some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25, 30.
Can you tell me where you were on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock?
No. Can you tell me where it was at 7 p.m. on Tuesday?
What if I told you I can? What if I told you I know exactly where you are every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock?
Every Tuesday night? Why would I be doing the same thing every Tuesday night?
Maybe because you like pizza.
What are you getting at?
We have your fingerprints all over the switcher in the control room. I can smell the olive oil's pizza on your breath. I think you know exactly what I'm getting at.
You can't prove anything.
We have eyewitnesses that can place you at the scene. You might as well just come clean.
Okay, I admit it. I help broadcast Pittsburgh Sportsline live every Tuesday night at 7 on BPTV.
I know you do, Anthony. Because I'm there too.
What?
Because I'm the VIP.
So check out the VIP, Al Levine, the Talking Machine, and the rest of the lively crew on Pittsburgh Sportsline every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on BPTV.
Okay.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25, 30.
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. My main man, never a hair out of place, making us look good on the ones and twos. And you just seen him on the great commercial, Anthony. And I tell you what, we got the VIP of BPTV, my main man, Nicky Boy, in the house. But I tell you what, Al Levine, the Talking Machine.
What?
I got a free book last week from a friend of the show's, and I tell you what,
I know
Elevating
who
the
it
Talking
was.
Machine, Claudio Rilsano. I'm looking forward to reading the book, and it takes me back about 17 years when me and Claudio first met in West Virginia. El Levine, the Talking Machine, you know how we sit ringside.
Yeah.
We sit here and we can touch the ring. And I look over and I see this guy with a visor. He looked kind of important, you know, with like athletic gear on. And he's sitting like we sitting. You know, ain't too many people sit like we sit. So I knew he was somebody special. We kind of met. It was a special night because Tommy Morrison had just got out of jail and he was back fighting. He was probably in his 40s at the time and he had AIDS. So he was fighting for a lot
Unlike
of reasons.
you, the ageless wonder.
Yeah, so he was fighting for a lot of reasons. He had a knockout. And also the undefeated Paul Spadafora was fighting too.
The Pittsburgh Kid.
Yeah, he was a fresh out of jail too. So
I'm noticing a theme.
yeah, so it was down Mountaineer. It was awesome. Paul lost his only loss of his career. He lost that
You
night.
jinxed him.
Yeah. Hell Levine.
You're a jinx.
Yeah. And I tell you what, Hell Levine, the talking machine, if you never went to a fight at the Mountaineer,
I was
at
there
the
with
Harv,
you. I was there with you.
yeah, it's just
It's a
awesome.
crazy place.
Crazy place, great crowd, and I tell you what, to see one of my favorite fighters ever,
Which
the
one?
late great Tommy Morrison, had one of the best left hooks. If you seen Rocky VI,
Yes,
that was Tommy Morrison
I saw
in
it.
that movie. He was every bit as good. He was the white Mike Tyson. He was knocking everybody out, and then all of a sudden he got knocked out and was never the same. But he was with a lot of different girls. I guess that's how he got AIDS, or he might have got it in prison. I don't know. But his son now
Why don't
is
you
a,
research it for me?
yeah, because you know I'm Dr. J. But and I tell you what, El Levine, the talking machine. Too
What?
bad his life was cut short. His son is fighting now, and his son's a pretty good fighter. He goes by Duke because they're supposedly related to John Wayne, the Duke somehow, a distant cousin.
There was a baseball player, since I know you're a big baseball fan, called
Yeah.
Duke Snyder. Just look it up.
No,
Ooh, I know him. Pick me. Played for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
good job. I know Stephen A. Smith said this Japanese pitcher batter's the best since Babe Ruth, so at least he said something positive.
Well, it was
that was-
100 years ago that Babe Ruth led the league in home runs and was a left-handed pitcher.
That's an easy opinion to have, though, because he's the only two-way player that's really made an impact.
Well,
since Babe Ruth.
why is everybody so upset about him?
Nobody's
Well, what
upset
he
about
said.
him.
Yeah, you didn't hear about the Twitter?
Oh, I don't
of
even
Stephen
care
A.
about
Smith?
that. Yeah.
He had to come out and apologize and everything. And
Yeah, I don't pay
think-
attention to Twitter.
I didn't
It's-
think he said anything wrong.
If you watch the first episode I was on the show, I denounced social media. So
well,
He
that
didn't
was
hear you.
11 years
Yeah.
ago. You was only 10 or 11 years ago. You
What?
made the first episode.
the first
was
episode here.
Yeah, that
I was
it.
on. That was
Oh,
in January.
You
yeah.
were on. I thought you meant the first episode here.
No,
That's when they
no,
gave
I
the
denounced
card to
social
your
media
mom.
the first episode I was on.
All right, can we
But anyway.
refocus?
And that's it. That was on my mind.
Oh, okay.
Claudio Rosado. I'm going to read
We're
that
trying
book.
to keep our segments crisp.
You read the book, right?
Keep eating that pizza
I'm
and
gonna
don't
read
bite
that
your
book.
finger. Please. All right, thank you very much, Smoking Jim.
Very important positions with Nick Callis. It's me. All right, Smoking Jim. I'm gonna dive into a bit of history here and giving my opinion on this. You ever heard of the All-Star Game of 2002 in Major League Baseball? We're talking about
Was
that.
that in Pittsburgh?
No, that was,
'Cause I was at the one in Pittsburgh.
What year was it?
I walked out Alex Rodriguez.
I did what? Well, yeah, I'm sure. It
What
was All-Star
year?
that year? Yeah, but just asking what year. Testing your knowledge. What year
What,
was that?
2002? What?
No, what year was the game at the Pirates?
I can't remember.
Oh,
I
jeez.
went to the 1974 All-Star Game here in Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that would have been Three River Stadium then.
Yes, it was.
All right. Anyway, but
And guess who went there too? Chip.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I was 18 and he was 3 years younger or so, or 4 or 5 years younger.
but anyway, so the All-Star Game in 2002 went 11 innings, and it ended in a tie.
Wow.
Yeah. So Bud Selig, the
He never heard of this. So
no, yeah. So this is a story time for you and for whoever might not be
I know the
following
story.
baseball's history. But the game ended in a tie because both teams had exhausted their pitching staffs and nobody wanted to get hurt. So they were just like, we're gonna leave the game even. It's a tie game. Well, the commissioner of baseball is getting a lot of flack because he was at the game and he was the one
Please
that
say
made the
his
decision.
name.
Bud Selig,
Thank you.
Alan H. Selig.
Thank you.
Or I think that's his middle initial, but Bud Selig was the commissioner of baseball back then. He decided that instead of just letting the fans be angry for a week or two and then moving on, he decided within the next few days that he was going to make the All-Star Game count. And he made this whole campaign, the All-Star Game now matters because the league that wins the All-Star Game will have its representing World Series team have home field advantage in the All-Star Game.
And explain what it was to Smoking Jim, since he really didn't start following baseball into, when did we start our show? October 11th, 2011.
Well, when this show started, the All-Star game still determined home field advantage in the World Series. So you know how the Pirates
He didn't know that.
Right, okay, well, that's good.
He
Now
didn't know it then.
Now you know.
He still doesn't understand.
So you know how the Pirates are in the National League, right? There are 2 leagues. So if the National League All-Stars won the All-Star game, and then the Pirates, if they were to go on to the World Series, then they would have home field advantage.
This
They
year.
didn't- Right.
For this year.
That's how it used to be. And for a while, I thought, this is really cool. And me and my one friend were talking about this. Of all the sports, baseball's All-Star game actually means something. So they're playing for a reason.
The
To
World
to
Series.
earn home field advantage in the World Series, which sounds great. But then I started thinking about it more. And then something happened in 2015 that made the league go, ooh, maybe this isn't a good idea. So let's start with this. When you watch an All-Star game, the idea is to see the best of the best play in a game. It used to be a bigger deal in the earlier days of radio and television because games weren't as easily accessible as they are today. So to see teams
They
from
meant something to
right.
people.
So like for the Pirates, if you were a Pirate fan, you might not get to see stars from the Yankees or the Orioles play because they weren't really on in your area because games weren't marketed with that league. So it was just nice to see everybody get together. Now it's a little bit different because games are more easily accessible and you can watch. So that doesn't really hold any water anymore for All-Star game prevalence. But also, you want to watch players get in the game. So the starters typically will stay in 4 or 5 innings, and then you'll replace
Sometimes less.
players. Right.
Sometimes less.
But you know how can you find a balance between a manager wanting to win a game so that his team could have the potential to have home field advantage in the World Series, but you still have to put in all these different players?
Well, tell them who coaches the games.
The previous World Series managers. So the teams that made the World Series before, the managers of that team will then manage the All-Star teams. But it's difficult. You want to watch players get in, but at the same time you want to win. That's no fun. Like, who would put any of the Pirates in if you were trying to win a game that actually mattered? So you got to think about that too. And then in 2015, a big scandal went down where some hackers got into Major League Baseball's voting system and voted all Royals and Mike Trout to be representing the American League. Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah, so you had some hackers come in.
He doesn't really follow baseball.
All right, well then you're learning today. That's
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
So the reason why they chose all Royals is because the Royals were in the World Series in 2014 and lost. So this person must have wanted them to have home field advantage in the 2015 World
Or
Series
these
by putting them
hackers,
all in there.
or this group of
Whoever
hackers.
it was,
It was more than
that
one
was-
person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know specifically who it was, but yeah, whoever did wanted Royals.
Anonymous. It was anonymous.
They wanted the Royals to be
White
the
folks.
ones. And then it kind of made you think, well, if people can hack into the All-Star voting system in Major League Baseball, then certain hackers could very well determine who has home field advantage in a World Series. And when you put those 3 factors together, is it really a good idea to have an All-Star game determine who has home field advantage in a World Series? No. 2011 specifically, too, you had the Rangers who were division winning in the American League, but they had to concede home field advantage to the wild card St. Louis Cardinals, who then had David Freese play hero in Game 6,
Yeah.
and they ended up winning the whole series. So big turn of events happening. So if you want my opinion, it would have been cool if it were such a historic thing that...
Nick, to interrupt you one more time.
Go ahead.
Explain why it is because of the amount of games that the home team plays compared to the visiting team plays less.
Right, so it's a 7-game series. The home team does not have to win any games on the road. Think about that. The away team, the visiting teams, the team would have to win at least 1 game on the road and win the rest of its home games because the home
4 games for the home team, 3 for the
yeah,
visitors.
the higher seeded team gets 4 games at home, and then the lower seeded team gets 3 games. That's how it is now. Before, I thought it would have been a good idea to have an All-Star game like that too, be determined by or have the All-Star game determine who has home field advantage in the World Series because I thought it was a big historic thing. But then when I realized that it was only 2002
Right.
that this started, yeah, those 3 factors, it's good.
Well, you were only 3 years old, so you really didn't know what was going on in baseball.
Right,
That made a difference. Your mindset from 2002 to 2021
Well,
That's why.
I didn't gain the opinion in 2002, but yeah,
Well, I don't know that. I'm not going back.
Right,
I'm
well-
just saying when it happened and how old you were.
question.
Did you know, and Al Levine, the talking machine, can back me up on this,
Maybe not.
up until recently, and I don't know when recently was, but the only time the American League and the National League played each other was in the World Series other than the All-Star games. Right, Al Levine, the talking machine?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
true.
what year that happened. It probably wasn't in your lifetime.
No,
I'm
it
not
was.
sure.
1998, I think, was the first time that interleague play was really
Okay.
a thing in Major
That
League
was
Baseball.
interleague play, buddy.
Interleague play,
Yeah.
because before that,
One
you only-
league against
I'll
the other.
throw- I'll
So
throw-
that's because you were saying, you made a good point where you were saying the All-Star game meant a lot because you got to see people you didn't,
Right.
you know, the Yankees and stuff, unless you would
Right.
play them in the World Series, you never got to see
Right,
the
that's what I was saying,
Yankees.
though. Now that
You
doesn't
had a
hold
good
as much
chance to
ground.
play them in the World Series.
Huh?
You had a good
Yeah,
chance.
yeah. You had a
They've
good
only
chance.
won about
All you-
27
yeah,
of 'em.
All you had to do was make it. What year did I walk Alex Rodriguez?
2006.
2006.
That's when,
It's
the,
been
that's when
that
the game was
long.
at PNC Park.
What's
yes.
that, 15 years?
Math? Yes.
Tall, man.
He got another one right.
How about that? There you go. But another piece of history: the first interleague series that started on opening day was in 2013. So not that long ago.
Say
Think
that
about
again?
the whole history. There had never been an interleague game on opening day until 2013.
Think about that. Start of the season. I know it's hard. You've had a couple bad hits over the years, so I understand that. Nick, thank you very much.
Good job, Nick.
Thanks for everybody watching on live streaming on Pittsburgh Sportsline. I appreciate it. Thanks for the nice comments about how I look, so I appreciate that. Special thanks to my friend Judge Ron Arnone for tuning in. We appreciate you. And On Location, we're not really doing On Location shows. I've had a couple feelers out there to do a couple On Locations because opening up after COVID, you know, there might be some money coming into the restaurants where they can pay our fee to have us do our show. So we're looking forward to it. But On Location, put your calendar, August 7th, Monsville Prison in West Virginia. We were asked to film and announce the fights. So the crew you see here, Smokin' Jim, Nick, and myself, will be there August 7th, 5 o'clock. Smokin' Jim's going to be our chauffeur, meeting at my house at 2:30 in the afternoon because I got to make sure he makes it by 3. But we'll check it out on that. But it's a time element. So we're going to do boxing August 7th. And they have a great lineup of fights. I talked to Mike Murray, the promoter, Jim Frio, our friend. He's putting on this event. And they even promised feeding us.
Did you get the food menu?
Yes, we got food coming. Let's go. So, you know, we work for food.
Love that.
So we'll be there. Great fights. I can tease you. Michael Manna, one of my best friends, is a boxer. He's healthy. He's coming back, and he'll be fighting that night.
No,
A
I
few
love
other boxers.
No, I love the Italians.
Yes, we know that, Smokin' Jim. You can't spell it, but we understand that. And you like that Italian hoagie, so we got that straightened out. Very good. But yeah, we're looking for a couple other events. We got a couple other boxing matches coming up. USS Fight Academy's trying to do it every couple months. So we're on their list. Rich Donnelly's talking about a match coming up in the next couple months too. So we'll be doing some boxing out there. So we'll check all you fans out there, and you're more than welcome. And they usually have reasonable general admissions seats. So check it out. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about Pirates and other sports around the country.
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Michael Harris has it.
Bethel Park Inline Hockey. It's fast, it's fun, and we want you to play. Inline hockey is just like ice hockey, but no ice, and significantly less expensive and far less of a time commitment. Way less travel than ice hockey, too. The sport is played on a specialized rink at the Bridgeville Rollerplex, RMU Island Sports Complex, Harmerville's Alpha Arena, Hot Shots Indoor Sports Arena, and the Murraysville Sports Zone. Our teams play in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Roller Hockey League, or the PIRHL. Each year, teams from elementary, middle, and high school play a 16-game schedule, plus playoffs, from October through March. Practice one evening a week and games on Saturdays or Sundays. The sport is recognized by the Bethel Park School District, which means student athletes can earn a letter once they reach high school. We play rivals such as Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, Canon-Mac, Pine Richland, North Hills, and so many more. This is no pickup game. You'll need regulation pads, hockey skates, helmets, and the coolest Hawks uniforms around. 2 refs at every game officiate 3 15-minute periods with a running clock. No icing, no offsides, no checking. But this sport will rock you. Registration is coming up, so check out our website at www.bpinlinehockey.com and sign up soon. Let's play!
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off! Randall Harris has it!
Pittsburgh Pirates are not playing, so we can just be thankful that the Pirate players, Brian Reynolds, and who's that guy, Adam?
Frazier!
Down goes Frazier. Down goes
From
Frazier.
Gateway High.
No,
No?
no, he's not.
You know what? I thought Adam Frazier was going to get traded before the All-Star break. I was almost certain.
Well, no, they wanted to have 2 position players on the team.
Well, that, yeah. I mean,
I put a good word in
That
for
means
you.
something. No, Garrett Cole already came out with a good word with the Yankees, said what a good player and team player that Frazier is.
I don't know if they'd acquire him, though. Depends.
They could put him
Like
in
I
the
s-
outfield. He could play second base. He could play the outfield.
They could. Well, yeah, I mean, Brett Gardner's been kind of struggling this year. I know Aaron Hicks has been hurt. They're
Definitely.
not replacing
they need,
Judge.
No.
Stanton's been struggling, too. So maybe they could put him in the outfield. But I know they acquired Rufnet Odor to play second base, so I don't know
Right.
if they would just can Odor.
Why do you think I mentioned outfield?
Right. Because
Yeah.
they're struggling in the
Does
outfield.
the Arizona Diamondbacks need a second baseman?
They need a rebuild.
They
I don't
need a
think-
team.
The Pirates already gave them a good player for some prospects, so they had Marte for half of 2020.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starling Marte.
He's all
But,
bulked up again, so he's good.
I think the Dodgers could use a second baseman though, and the Dodgers have a big pool of prospects, so
They
I
got
think
the
that
money.
maybe-
They got plenty of money.
they
in
got the
LA.
money to pay. Well, Bob Nutting will pocket any money. I want to see some prospects, because you can't put a price on prospects, or you can. Anyway, you get what I mean. They could provide some value to the Pirates in the form of established prospects
Well,
for.
We need the
Tyler
total
Frazier.
rebuild, so it's going to take years. So anything we can get that would help our minor league is what we're looking for. That could be developed in the next 3 to
We
5
got
years.
the first pick overall. When's that draft?
We just
You
had.
missed it.
You missed it.
Oh,
The shortstop.
can I mention something real quick?
Yeah, we're on.
I want to say congratulations to my buddy Mason Miller, who's from Bethel Park. He
Right.
got drafted by the Athletics.
3rd round.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the top 100.
Actually, 2 players, baseball players from Bethel Park got drafted. So
Yeah.
that's quite the honor.
From this team here that won the
Yeah, he played for.
payout?
No.
Smoking
He
Jim.
he graduated. Yeah.
Some of them go. I know you went to college, but you didn't really go. So they do pick up college players. And Smoking Jim, I want to blow your mind that they draft high school graduates, but guess what? Some of them do.
What?
They decline the draft and go to
That's
college
crazy.
because they want an education.
That's crazy. You get
And
an
then-
education anywhere.
Then
Look
listen
at
to
Neil
what
Walker.
happened. Yeah, but Smoking Jim, before you get that negative point out again, they graduate with a degree and they get drafted sometimes as a better draft position and make more money in baseball.
You play with them aluminum bats in college.
You're not
You
even
But he's a
listening.
pitcher. He's a pitcher. So
You
that
didn't
doesn't
even listen, Smoking
He's
Jim.
a pitcher.
Yeah.
My pitcher friend. I caught for him. That's how.
Did you?
So we got to know each other because I was a catcher. Pitchers pitched
Who
to catchers.
drafted him?
The Oakland Athletics.
Maybe we can get some tickets when they come here.
Oh, maybe. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not going to
Well,
happen.
Probably not.
It's
I mean,
not
I'm
going to happen. But Smoking Jim, I'm glad you put your 2 cents in
Well,
there.
congratulations, Mason Miller, for being drafted. Just wanted to
Who-
point
now,
that out.
who's
And
this-
he pitched at Waynesburg for a little bit. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had baseball. But who
Try
tell
to
me
get
a
it
little bit
out.
about the shortstop the Pirates got.
Nick
See, high
Gonzalez?
school guys, Gonzalez?
He was drafted first last year. But like 14th
No,
overall.
McLean we got now.
Reggie McLean? No.
The first draft pick's a shortstop for this year. Did you miss the draft?
I thought he was a catcher.
Oh, yeah, sorry, catcher.
We got
yeah.
a
Henry
catcher
Davis.
named McClain.
Yeah, Henry
No,
Davis.
no,
Davis.
Henry Davis.
Henry Davis. I
Nick
stand
and-
corrected.
Black guy?
Nick Gonzalez was drafted was with the Pirates' first pick last year.
Yeah.
But they drafted a catcher
Yes.
first overall with their first pick.
Henry Davis sound black to me.
No.
No.
And then
Does it matter?
No,
Then
but
I thought they would get one of the Vandy pitchers,
Vandy
but they got a
Sandy.
picture on the second pick. So
I don't know why they drafted catcher first round though. To me, that doesn't. I mean, you want to build your team around a catcher, nice
you
foundation.
played
But
catcher.
I did, but the Pirates
he
needs right now.
understands. Smoking Jim, let me clarify. You don't understand baseball. Nick understands baseball. He actually played it and loved the game.
I'm learning.
No, just because they draft that, because I'm questioning their pick of a catcher first round, does not mean that I hate catchers.
Okay.
It just means, and establishing the Pirates' needs right now was a catcher the most priority that they need on the team. I would argue maybe not. Like, it's not a bad pick.
Well,
but
they need catchers,
They do need catchers, but right now you got.
but they
Jacob
need
Stone-
them now.
You think they need him now?
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be developed now.
That's
He's-
my point.
That's so why worry about it?
Well, I'm backing up your point in
Right.
case you missed that.
Oh
Was he?
I-
a
I'm
college?
on your side.
Did they get him out of college?
no, he's out of high school, I believe.
So that means 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So I'm.
So why would you do that?
That's yeah. Well, then
I'm agreeing with you.
we're agreeing.
thought a pitcher.
We're agreeing in different ways. Now I see it.
I'm on the parallel universe with you.
Gotcha. I think that maybe a
Just take
Mid-
Smoking Jim out of the equation.
mid-collegiate pitcher might have been better because the pitching staff is just poor
Shot.
right now for the Pirates.
Oh, it's
You know, I mean, the Pirates. Jacob Stallings. He's not like the best catcher in the league or in baseball.
look at
but
it.
he is,
Look at it. Just the year before, they thought he should have been not even on the team.
Right, but he's doing really well now.
Yes.
But wasn't Neil Walker a catcher
Yes.
coming into the majors? But they changed his position.
No, not into
so
the
maybe-
majors. He never played catcher in the
But he
majors.
was a catcher.
Minors.
He came in.
He got drafted as a catcher.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
But he
so
never.
That's what
and
I'm
then he
saying.
came. But
they
then he
can switch this guy maybe to another position. So I know my Neil Walker.
right. But then what's the value if you switch him to another position that we don't need? So you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Or switch him
I
to a
agree,
position that
I
maybe
agree
we.
with you.
Well, wait. You're talking to the degenerate gambler
Yeah,
who wants
well-
to bet $250 every day on something just because he needs the action, like Pete Rose did. So
Thank you for constantly reminding me who I'm talking to.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I have to
Smoking Jim.
explain it. Smoking Jim's my best friend,
I
one of the
need the
nicest,
action.
one of the nicest guys I know. But I work with guys like him.
They're not likely. Neil Walker had to switch positions to succeed on the Pirates. They just weren't going to keep him as a catcher. That's why he switched. This guy you drafted #1 overall in the entire draft. He's probably going to stay a catcher unless
He wants to.
unless he doesn't succeed at that position. But that's highly unlikely considering that he got drafted #1 overall in 2021. So
Just
think of it that
about
way
that.
as well. Yeah.
What an honor it is for this young kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Again, I don't doubt his talents, but I just analyzing the Pirates' needs. Maybe
From a
not.
catcher's perspective, on
From a
top
catcher's-
of it,
there you go.
Smoking Jim picked up on it and thought you hated him.
I hate catchers. No, that's not.
All right,
that's
we're
not
going to
what
go
I'm
to NBA. Smoking Jim's all about the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, it's good to
Why?
talk NBA a little bit. Listen, Phoenix Suns been good all year long. It wasn't surprised that they beat the LA Lakers, who I'm not a LeBron James fan. I never would have won a championship if he didn't leave Cleveland.
How do you hold that against him?
Well,
But he won it.
he got all his friends together and developed a dream team, so he'll get credit for
Did he
it.
become a champion?
Yeah, he
How do you bum rap a champion?
I don't know. Wait, how do you make that argument when he won a championship
Well, you
in Cleveland?
can't. No, he won. Only reason he won it in Cleveland is because he left. He never would have won it when he left the
Just
next
follow
year.
his logic.
The next year they were so bad that they got the first pick overall the following year and got Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
So when he came
then
back,
what did
they
he
had
do?
But him and
Kyrie.
but him
they
and
would
Le-
never would have had Kyrie
But
Irving.
him and LeBron didn't get along too well, and Kyrie.
Well, Kyrie was young at the time. As he got older, he didn't get along with LeBron when he was just as good as LeBron in his opinion. But they had the white guy that was good too. I forget his name.
Kevin Love?
Kevin Love. Kevin Love was an all-star. So they won a championship, but they never would have won the championship without Kyrie Irving, and they never would have been able to draft him if they wasn't that bad after LeBron left. Yeah, no superstar in their prime in any other sport goes to another team. In basketball, they just do
Why
what
did
they
he
wanna
do it?
Huh? So he could win the championship. He's chasing Jordan, who stayed at Chicago his whole time. Mario Lemieux stayed at his whole prime in the Pittsburgh, even though he wasn't as good as Gretzky. You know, when you're great, Larry
Only
Bird
in your
stayed
unprofessional
Larry
opinion.
Bird stayed
Only
at
in your
Boston.
unprofessional opinion.
Magic Johnson stayed at the Lakers. I mean, you don't leave a team in your prime. LeBron did it. These young guys do what they want to do now. And now he hates education, but now he got schools. I get tired of this, man. He's paying for people to go to school. No, he got donors and sponsors that's paying that.
What's
He ain't
wrong
coming
with
out of his
that?
own
He's
pocket.
helping
He
people
don't like
out.
school. Do like Larry Fitzgerald to go 15 years online at University of Phoenix. He's graduating soon. Another year or two, Fitzgerald will have that degree.
Why is it? Why is it that you had me for a second? I was like, yeah, this is a sound argument,
No.
and then you just drop the ball, incomplete pass. I don't understand. What are
How did I drop it? How did I drop that
you
ball?
just started yelling like he doesn't like education? He's going off talking. Where did that come from?
He don't.
Yeah,
man.
but Smoking Jim, at least he's a man of his word. He didn't go to college. He played professional basketball.
Yeah.
Now he's giving
yeah,
back
and he
some
don't
of
cheat
his.
on his wife.
Now, how does that even come up? We're talking basketball.
Yeah, you believe anything.
I believe you're telling the truth. What's wrong with me?
But I told you guys this before, and I'm
What?
telling you again. The only reason he's staying with the Lakers is because for some reason, just like Cleveland was able to get him with the first pick, how was that? The magic balls will come. The first pick will be his son. He'll play with his son, Boney James or whatever, that end up getting busted for smoking marijuana in high school. But he is the best player in the country. Boney James.
Smoking Jim,
Young kids smoke marijuana.
you're
I
a
guess.
great guy. How do you find
He
out?
loves edibles.
How do you find something negative to put
Wow.
on these players, buddy?
I didn't think, but when I don't
Such a
think it,
positive guy. How do you get negative in a heartbeat?
I'll tell
I
you,
like the truth.
just when I think it couldn't get any farther.
Worse. Well, sorry about that. He just went off on a tangent again. I don't know what it meant.
I want the Bucks to come back though. I'm a fan of
When?
the Bucks.
Pirates?
No.
Bucks,
Oh, the Bucks
The
and
Milwaukee
Milwaukee.
Bucks
We're still
for the
staying
NBA.
with
Because
you.
you're
yeah.
Greek. And
Right.
you like the black Greek.
Antetokounmpo, he's not black. He's not black. It's
He
just
look
not
black to
true.
me.
Oh. I like him, and that's why I want the Bucks to win. And not a big fan of Chris Paul, though he's a talented player. I like Devin Booker, though. He's a nice man.
Yeah.
Seems like a good young player.
Yeah.
But
And
I
he
still hope the
can
Bucks
shoot.
win.
He
Yeah.
can make some points there.
He could have played in the Connie Hawkins League.
Maybe. Sure, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, Smoking Jim, I found out Monique McCoy was related to Connie Hawkins.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
never knew that. You
Yeah.
never told me.
Yeah.
And I met Connie Hawkins at an Ozanam tournament and shook his hand. His hand was shaking my arm. Well, hey, thanks to all of you watching our live stream. We appreciate all of you. I can't name you all, but thanks, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Please stay Joey strong.